Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Today, I'm excited to do some stretches with you using a flex band. If you don't have a flex band available, you can use a long belt or even a long thin scarf or a towel. I've seen people use that and they should work pretty well. But of course, I would recommend that you buy one of these flex bands or find some stretchy bands that you could use. So let's start right away by laying down on our backs. So starting with this position where you're laying down, your shoulder blades are nice and wide across your back, and lower back is in that neutral position. So you're creating that nice little natural curve and leaving it there. You're not in that imprint position. You're in the neutral release position with the pelvis, with lower back in that neutral position. I want you to hold on to the band and bend one knee in towards your chest. Place the band on top of that foot, around the arch of your foot. So, around there, and even out the little flex band. And we're going to hold on to this with hand and anchor that elbow down. Make elbow is on the mat. So you're feeling nice supported shoulder here with the elbow acting as an anchor. From here, we're going to slowly extend that leg out straight towards the ceiling. Okay, so supporting knee is banded and you're in this nice neutral position with the spine. From here on, you're going to try and turn out and turn in. So just wiggling, turning in and out, this whole turning in and out coming from the hip joint, and your toes and knees are always pointing the same direction, just mobilizing your hip joint, feeling that stretch at the back of your leg. So you can even bring the leg a little bit closer towards your chest if you can, and keep turning in and out, mobilizing the hip joint and stretching the back of your legs. Keep breathing, don't hold the breath, making sure that you have that Pilates breath going on, inhaling and exhaling. From here, we're going to switch our hands to the other hand. So we're going to hold on to the end of the flex band with the opposite hand and anchor that opposite elbow down onto the mat. And we're going to bring that, if this is 12 o'clock, if your leg is straight up towards the ceiling, that's 12 o'clock, you're going to come to about 2 o'clock, so a little bit across the center line without leaving your glutes off the mat, without moving your hip joint. Your hip bone is still down. So you're feeling that opposition stretch in your IT band and then the outer part of that lower leg as well. So just hold it right there. Hold it there, feeling that stretch at the outer side of that leg, breathing in and out. It's so important that your hip bone and your glutes are still on the mat, so you're not leaving the hips off the mat, okay? So keep the hips on the mat, making sure that you're feeling that opposition stretch right here. Hold it there and slowly bring that leg back to center towards the ceiling, and switch your hand back to that first hand and anchor that elbow down again, holding it there. And this time turn out the leg. So turning the leg out. So toes and knees pointing outwards, coming from the hip joint. And from here, we're going to open up and drop that leg down to about 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. The leg doesn't have to touch the floor. You just have to keep it right there. This is 12 o'clock. You're just going to about 10 or 9 o'clock, depending on your hip mobility. You're just going to hold it there and you're feeling your inner thigh stretching here, keeping the leg straight. Keep breathing in and out. Opposite hip bone, opposite glute still on the mat, okay? Opening up and feeling that opening in your pelvis, feeling the stretch in your inner thigh. You're still in that turnout position. So your legs turn out, your bone is turning outwards in that external rotated position. From here, take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out. And we're going to start circling in this turnout. Keep the leg in turnout position. Doesn't have to be a huge circle. You can make it a little smaller and make it bigger as you feel comfortable, really mobilizing the hip joint, keeping that turnout position in your leg. 2 more good circles. And go back straight towards the ceiling, but you're still in that turnout, and reverse the circle to the other direction. Inhaling half of the circle, exhaling the other half, keeping that elbow down. Everything else is stable. 2 more good quality ones. Turn out leg circling around. One last time. Inhale half of the circle. Exhale the other half and go back to parallel and bend that knee and take this little flex band out and place it on the side. And you're going to place that ankle above the opposite knee and bring that bottom knee in. So you're in this figure 4 stretch. Hold it there. You can definitely stay here, or if you want a little bit more, place both hands behind that bottom leg and extend that bottom leg out. So extending up towards the ceiling, pointing through the toes. This will give you a little bit more stretch. If you are able, if your neck and shoulders are able to do so, you're going to nod your head and slowly roll up and rounding and stretching the upper mid back as well. This is that third layer. You don't have to do this. You can stay in that first layer. But if you can, go into this nice little rounded upper back and stay here for a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And slowly lower your shoulder, head, neck back down. Bend the bottom knee and place that foot back on the floor, and the opposite leg goes back down as well. Let's do the other side right away. So this time, grab your flex band again and bend that opposite knee. So we're doing the other side now. So knee in towards the chest, place this flex band on top of the foot and even those flex bands and grab onto it with the same hand, and we're going to anchor that elbow down. Anchor that elbow down. You know what? I'm going to show you on the other side so you can actually see it better. So anchor that elbow down. Oops. And then only after that, we're going to extend that leg out towards the ceiling. Hold it right there. Make sure shoulder away from the ears. Shoulder stability is right there. From here, you're going to turn in and turn out. Turn in and turn out. You can even bring that leg a little bit closer towards the chest to get that hamstring stretch, the back of your leg stretching. Turn in and out, mobilizing your hip joint. The whole leg turning in and out. Breathing in and out. Deep breaths in through the nose and deep breaths out through pursed lips. From here, we're going to switch hands. So this time, opposite hand is holding onto the band and anchor that elbow down. And this leg, if this is 12 o'clock straight up towards the ceiling, we're going to bring it in a little bit towards the opposite knee across the center line without leaving the hip bone or the glutes, okay? Just going a little bit into that, across that center line. Just hold it there. You should be feeling the stretch in your IT bands, the outer side of your thigh and the outer side of your lower leg as well. And hold it there, breathing in and out. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Going to bring that leg back up towards the ceiling. So 12 o'clock again. Switch your hand again to the first hand and anchor that elbow down again. From here, turn out. So turning the toes and knees out. And hold it there and slowly lower and opening up that leg to about that, uh, not so much down towards the floor. Depending on your hip mobility, you may be able to go a little lower, but keep that turnout position with the leg and hold it there, feeling that inner thigh stretching. Breathing in and out. One more deep breath in. The opposite hip and the hip bone is still down on the mat. The two hip bones are still nicely pointed straight towards the ceiling. And now we're going to start the leg circle in this turnout position. Keep the leg on turnout position and circle around. About 5 good quality ones, keeping that turnout position. And we're just circling around. Breathing in half of the circle, breathing out the other half. One more circle, and we're going to keep that turnout position and reverse the circle. Breathing in and out. Keep the pelvis stable. Lower back is not moving at all. 2 more good quality ones. Keep that elbow anchored down on the mat and finish that circle. Bend the knees in and take that flex band off and place it on the side. And we're going to place that ankle above the opposite knee. And we're going to slowly bring that bottom knee in towards your chest, feeling that stretch in your glutes, in your hips. You can definitely stay here. So stay here if you're feeling comfortable with that. If you want a little bit more, bring both hands behind that bottom leg, and we're going to extend that bottom leg up towards the ceiling. You can definitely stay here too, but if you want one more, a little bit more, one more layer up, I'm gonna nod your head and rounding and flexing forward, bringing your forehead towards your knee so that you can really get that upper mid back stretch as well. Breathing in deep and breathing out deep. One more deep breath in. And one more deep breath out. And slowly lower your shoulder, head, neck back down, that bottom knee, and slowly bring that foot back on the mat and uncross that leg. And you did it. So roll to the side and use your hands to come back up. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.